Hi everyone and welcome to step 5. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to create the contents or the interior of your word search book. Now, we're all going to be creating different interiors, different word search books, but so I'm going to show you like a standard, simple way of creating the interior of your word search book. I'm going to show you very quickly on Canva because some of you might want to use Canva. You might not want to pay for BookBolt. You might want to wait until you're earning some income before you pay for different software. Some of you might be creating word searches or activity books for children, in which case it's probably not worth you paying for BookBolt if you've just got a few word searches and you're doing different puzzles and different things in a children's book. So I'm going to show you that as well. So at this point, we have done all our keyword research. We have decided what is going to be profitable areas for us to create word search books in. We have thought about what topic or niche we want to create our book in. We've double checked our competitors just to check that it's making money, it's profitable. You don't have to have a ton of book reviews in order to make money in that niche. You have thought about how can I make this list of words reusable, recyclable into a slightly different topic, a slightly different niche. For example, horses, an equestrian word search book, and horse racing. So that's 3. Or we've got gardens, florals and flowers and plants, and botanicals would be 3 as well, just to give you an example. It is better if you can possibly use the same set of words to create more than one word search book, because then you've got more than one punt, more than one roll of the dice in terms of getting an income and getting a sale. Somebody asked me this morning, they said, are you sure we can use the same set of words? Is that not copying? Amazon has a rule that you can't use the same content in more than one book, and you can get your account suspended and get, books taken down and suspended. But I've looked into this. As long as you reuse the words in a different way. So what we're going to do is, if you've got a list of words that we've created, you're going to just reorder some of the themes. So where you had like um, scented florals as word search number 1 in one book, scented florals and in your botanicals book might be word search number 28. So we're going to reorder your words in your themes. Not each word. We're going to reorder all your themes so they're in a different order to the other book. Yes, we're going to use the same words, but we're going to run them through the software again, BookBolt software, so that you create completely new word search puzzles. So where the word garden was in the puzzle on puzzle book 1, and it was in puzzle 1 and it was going downwards, now in book 2 the word garden is going backwards and up on a diagonal, and it's puzzle number 28, if you get what I mean. So it's a completely different experience for your customer. It might make you feel better to do a few different ones. So every fifth, word search, you might just do a few different words, or you might do a few different themes for each one. But essentially, we can use all the same words and just reorder the whole thing. So we've done our keyword research. We have researched our competitors. We've checked that it's a profitable niche. We're happy with it. We're double happy with it. We're triple happy with it. We can think of ways that we can create 3 or 4 different books using the same set of words. Then we have created our covers. We have double checked the Amazon KDP cover calculator, and we've downloaded that little template so that we get exactly the right size of cover. You've used either my template or you've had a look at your competitors and you've created your own design that is similar but that is notably different. So we're going to use different colors, different fonts, a different layout of your design elements so that your design looks different to our template. Your design looks different to everybody else's cover designs out there, but that it still has the key main elements, such as you can see the word search puzzle. word search book, we want to see the word search puzzle. Look at this one. You can see the word search puzzle in the cover. Excuse me while I just choke. 1 second. So we've done the cover. We've done the back cover. Now, what I wanted to say was you might want to create a logo. So you can just go in Canva, open up a logo design, a logo. When it says create design, you can just type logo. And if you want to create something like that, this one is, oh, that one is Puzzle World Association. This isn't mine, it's one I bought from the supermarket. Puzzle World Association. So you might come up with a name for a publishing company for all of your puzzles. So you can put that logo at the bottom of all your cover designs. And remember, you also need some room at the bottom of the back of your cover for your barcode, for your ISBN number. Yeah, it's all in the template there. We've left a space for your ISBN barcode. So you've created and designed your book cover, and then you've created your word list. So you've either used the Book Boss GPT if it is playing nicely for you, which it is doing for a lot of people. Like I say, it just isn't working for me very well on one of my computers, and it works really well on my laptop. It was working for Jeanette fine, and now today it's just giving her 2 words. So she's having to say continue, continue. So just be aware that sometimes with AI, with any AI, ChatGPT, Design GPTs, anything can sometimes glitch for some people. If that happens to you, log out, log back in, try a different device. You can try ChatGPT normal standard and just tell it what you want and what you're looking to create. Or you can try things like Claude is free. I think I don't actually use Claude, but apparently it's got a free version. And obviously in ChatGPT, you can use that for free as well. So you've created your word list. You've made sure your word list starts right up at the top left, the first cell. It goes down. So whether you've got 9 words, 12 words, 15 words, you've then got a space underneath, and then you're doing your next set of 12 words. Then a space, your next set of 12 words. If you've got headings for each theme, you're going to put that in the second column. But when you save it ready for your software, you're going to take out that second column because your software will only work with a list that is over there on the left-hand side. So you should end up with 2 lists like I showed in the last video. One list is just your words going down with a little space in between. And then your second one is all the words going down, but you've also got a name for each theme. And now we're going to create the book interior. So I'm going to share my screen. Here we go. So yeah, this is like a logo that you can create, something like that, Bright Brains. So let's see. Actually, with this, it's probably better that you don't have an image. If you ever want to trademark your logo or your books or this publishing company, then as I understand it, you can't trademark design elements. You can only use fonts, writing, and lines. I don't know if that's 100% the absolute fact, but that is as I have researched it and found that to be true in more than 2 areas. So, just to keep it safe, just create a logo that's just a font. Okay. And it might be that in the USA, maybe it's not true in the UK. It might be something like that. I don't know. But something like this, you see, apparently you can't trademark this because somebody has already got the copyright to this design element. Do you see what I mean? They already own the copyright to that design element. Maybe not this one because it's a font, and this one here, this little ball. So that's why we want to play it really safe and just have a logo that is just writing and or lines, and don't use anything like this. This is again a design element that the person who's designed that element owns the copyright to that little element there. So I don't know if I agree with that or not. I've seen it in several places. That's what they're saying. I think we should play it safe. As I understand it, when you add design elements to your own design, it becomes your own copyright. But whether you can then trademark that, that is the sticking point here. So if you're going to create a logo, just use words, writing, and no design elements. And then you can go here into elements, into design. And you can see all of these different logos and just choose one that is just using lines. So it could be a circle. It's just using lines and fonts or letters like this one's okay, that kind of thing. And try not to use any design elements. Okay. So that's your logo, and then we're going back to the cover. Can you see here we've got the barcode here? You're not going to have the barcode, Amazon puts it on, but I'm just showing you where it will go. So you do need to leave a gap or a space there for your barcode. This is your logo. You know, I would never use this logo because it's got a design element in it. So just make sure your logo only has fonts and or lines. And then I've designed a cover here for gardening word search. It's very similar to these ones. If you use these templates, just make sure you change it around as much as you can so that it doesn't look like all the other Book Boss students' word search covers. You want yours to look unique to you, but this just gives you an idea of what you need to create a word search cover. So then the first way to create the interior of your word search book is you can create a new design in Canva. So let's just open Canva to see what you would do. Open Canva. Then you would go create new design, custom size, and then decide what size you want. So 8.5 by 11 is a standard size for word search books. That's this size. 6 by 9 is a bit smaller, kind of like a regular book size. So choose 8.5 by 11 or whatever size you want, and it will come up with this. And then you don't need the book cover here because you're going to upload your book cover separately. Yeah, so you're going to upload your book cover like this. This is going to be downloaded as a PDF. That's how you upload it into Amazon. I've just put it here just as a placeholder because I want to know what my book is going to look like. So I've just put it here on the first page. Gardening word search book. So I'm just going to see if I can go to design, search, gardening word search. Just see if there's anything. And some word searches are actually coming up here. So here's one. So there we go. Spring word search. So that goes really well, doesn't it? And what you want after your cover is actually you're going to need a blank page because after your cover, you're going to put your copyright. And you're going to also write how to use this book and say hello and welcome. And you might want 2 pages or you might want 3. We use 3 pages, but it's standard to just have 1 or 2. So you're going to, just welcome people to your book, explain how to use it, and then just have your copyright down at the bottom. I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. So that would be on that page. You might have 2 pages for that. And then you've got your word searches. So if you use the word searches from Canva and you're filling them in yourself, yes, you're going to have to put your own words here because you don't want to use their words. You don't want to use their words, and then you would change the grid. So here you would change these letters. So it would be garden. This is how you do it manually, and you don't have to pay for the software. So if you're doing a kids one, a children's one, or if you're doing an activity book and it's got different things on different pages, you might have a colouring page next, and the next one you might have a maze, then it's better to do this. Try to redesign the elements if you can. So you might use a different butterfly, or you might use a little cute bumblebee, or you might use, a blue butterfly or a sunflower. So you want your word search book to be uniquely designed for you. Ideally, for Amazon KDP especially, you're not going to use these templates because there might be somebody else, you see, who's used this exact template. They might have used these exact words, and then you're going to get your book taken down because it's the same as somebody else's. And Amazon is very good at distinguishing when two people have got the same pages. That's the thing. They've got the same page here. We've got the same page over here. So you'll get a copyright notice. Whether they take down your whole account, I'm not sure. I think you would just get your book taken down and you'd get an email about it. And you won't be able to correct it, you see. You can't correct an interior of a book. Yeah, you can you can correct the odd typo or spelling error, but actual pages you won't be able to correct it. You would have to change it, republish it right from the beginning, which is a shame if you've got sales, if you've got recommendations and reviews, that would be a shame, wouldn't it? So just make sure you change the designs of anything that you use. And there's lots and lots of different designs here. And even if even if it's this summer word search, and you just want this different design, you can change that to garden, botanicals, um, tropical flowers. You can make sure that it goes with your theme and it matches the words that you've created. So that's how to create the words in Canva. Very, very easy, but also very time consuming. Whereas if you use the software called BookBolt, and I'll post the link below where you can use my link, you'll get 20 or 25% off for life. So it should be like 19.99 and I'm paying like £13 and I've used someone else's link. So it's well worth using a link. And also, if you like it, you can then pass on your link to other people too. So that's really good as well. So that's how to use it in Canva. And then you would download the whole thing as a PDF, but without the cover. You don't want the cover. You don't want the cover. Okay. Now, going over to BookBolt, I'll show you what that looks like. Here's BookBolt. So you sign up using my link. You can use it for 3 days for free, right? So you might want to create 5 word search books and you're going to do them all in 3 days before it actually charges you, and then you can cancel your account. So if you would just want to just see what it's like to publish some word search books, that's the way that you can do that. So this is BookBolt. Let me just go back on it. Oh, let me just log in. So BookBolt is really great. You can also do some keyword research like this. Keyword search, gardening word search. And then I'm searching, and then it shows me all the words that people are searching for. And frequent keywords here is really useful. I'm going to use the most frequently searched keywords here in my book description when I come to upload it onto Amazon. So I'm going to use like the word adults is used a lot. Print, large print, plant. And then I can look at these words too. It's actually coming up with all the word search words. This is a really great way of researching some really great niches on Amazon. Like, look at this one, Army Word Search has got 5,500 hits per month. This is per month. So it's good to look at, which ones are the most popular, like Angel Word Search. I don't think there's a lot of Angel Word Search books. So I think that would be a really good one to do, and you would probably get a lot more sales around the Christmas time. But anyway, I digress. That's keyword search that you can do on BookBolt. And then you've got the BookBolt Studio. So BookBolt comes in two areas. You've got the keyword research area in the the book publisher area, and then you've got the design studio, the BookBolt design studio. So that's a little bit like confusing. When I first joined it, I was like, well, where do I design my things? And then you have to go to the design studio. So if you can see, you click on research here, and if you click on create, then it takes you here to BookBolt Studio. You can also get to the studio by clicking the little person here. You can click on this little icon here, scroll right down, and here is the BookBolt Studio. So the BookBolt Studio is where we create the interior of our word search book. You want to put the title of your book on the first page, and then you might want to upload your logo. So if you go here, image upload here, all you need to do is upload your logo by clicking this little photo image thing here. Now I've also uploaded some backgrounds to my puzzles. So I've not got any puzzles on this one, but this pattern at the back, I've uploaded these from Canva. So I'm just going to show you how I did that. So this is just two squares that I've put in here in BookBolt. But this image here, I got it from Canva. So if you want to make your designs look pretty, and this might be not your first publishing experience for word searches, you might want to do this afterwards. So do your first ones just plain, but once you've got used to it, you could do a pattern here. So you would go back to your design. You want it the right size, you see. So you're going to put gardening pattern, and we might get florals or whatever. Remember, it's going to be black and white. So you can have the whole gardening pattern here. You can make it black and white if you want to. Probably better to do that. And then you can either use BookBolt to put the it's probably better to use BookBolt, but you could put, a white square. Oh, yeah, so you could put a white square on here and just download the whole thing. You don't have to do that white square in BookBolt, if you get what I mean. And then you can make sure it's the same size, duplicate page, and then floral pattern. So you can pull that down, make it black and white, position to back. Then you've got a floral pattern. So you can do all sorts of patterns. You could have suns and weather and water droplets, sunshine. You could have sunflowers, anything that you want. Or you could just use the same pattern for each. So you could even fade that, where it's just fade and faint. That's quite nice, isn't it? You could have that same pattern on the back of every single one of your word search puzzles. So all you would have to do is go share, download, I think it's a PNG, current page, download. I'm just downloading this page here. Then you can go to BookBolt and upload it. Upload image. Choose the one that you've just downloaded. And then you can click on it, and there it is. There it is. Okay, I mean, that's just a slightly different size. I think this one was 6 by 9. I think this is 8.5 by 11. So you'd make sure it's the same size. But there, it looks nice, doesn't it? So once you've got your word search on there, and once it's printed, it's just got faint pattern of florals rather than this one here. It's a little bit in your face in retrospect. I think it's better just nice and subtle and nice and faint. There are some word search books that have got a colour pattern at the back there, but they're going to be paying a lot of cost to have that book printed. So how do we actually add our puzzles? And don't worry about this. I did one that was a mindfulness word search book, and I also added a little gratitude bit here. Again, I did this in Canva and then I exported it and then I just imported it. It was just this size here in Canva. So I don't want you to worry about that. But what I want you to learn is you can put anything you want on here and you can just do it in Canva, download it to your computer, import it here by using this button. And, you know, with this, I could just go Control and C, copy, and then I can go Control and V on all the other pages, and then it's there, and I can use it time and time and time again by cloning the whole project. So I can have this as a blank project, and then I can clone it, and then I can just upload new word search puzzles each time. You'll understand more what I mean once you get used to it and once you try it and test it. You're going to come across barriers, hurdles, glitches, areas that don't quite work for you the same as it did for me. That is completely normal, and you're going to have to just push through the hurdles and push through your little glitches and things that will happen. Like I wasn't sure how to get, when I put my word search puzzle on, it was like this. And I was like, God, and my word search puzzle looked rubbish over the pattern. And I'm thinking, well, gosh, you know, what can I do where we can see that word search puzzle? But so then I realized that you can get shapes here. There's a little shapes button. I could put some white shapes on it. So it's a simple fix. There's always a solution to every problem. So your top pages, one is for the title of your whole book. The second one, you might have a black and white cover, you know, a photo of your cover on the second one, or on the first one. And then you want to say, you know, on another one, how to use this book. So we've got the copyright. You need to have the copyright as well. Copyright, blah, 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 Bright Brains, whatever you decide to call it. This one here is Puzzle World Association. A little bit more about a little bit about your book, and then here, how to use this book. The solutions can be found going in any direction, up, down, forwards, backwards, diagonally. Any words containing a space will be compressed into one word. On this one that I bought from the supermarket, you know, buy a word search book from the supermarket so you can see what they've got. They say, you know, warm welcome, this is a family-run company. Things have changed since we opened up the company, but we still remain firm that you can use these word search puzzle books to transport your mind to a moment of calm, far removed from the pressures of everyday life, rediscover connection free from digital distractions. And then they have put, dear puzzlers, with the days getting longer, why not spend these extra hours with one of our magazines? Check out our entire range over here at this URL. We look forward to seeing you next month, puzzlers, from our family to yours. You could also say, we would love a review, an honest review, so that we are continuing to improve all the time. This also helps other puzzlers to see our amazing puzzle books, something like that. So you could ask for reviews on one of your front pages. So I recommend that you have 3 pages at the start, and then you can add your writing here using this text box. So you can add a heading, add multiple text, whatever you want to do. And that's how I've added this text here. It's just book bold text. I've just used a standard font. There's lots and lots of different fonts that you can use. I've just used Open Sans. So then we want to actually add our puzzle. Da, 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 da. So once you've decided, are you going to have a background pattern? Are you going to put some square blank boxes in front of it? Are you just going to do it plain to start off with? This one here is quite plain. It has its puzzles up at the top. So it's got like a title at the top, then it's got the words, and then it's got the puzzle. You could have a blank page and then a pattern, a blank page and then a pattern. That's another way you can do it. On the blank page, like say this first one was a blank page, you could put the words on one side, and then on the next side, you could have your word search puzzle really big. So that then you can say it's large print. So that's one way of creating a large print puzzle and making sure that the fonts are over 16, size 16, whatever it is. For your first puzzles, I would keep it plain. I wouldn't bother with a background unless you really want to, unless you're confident that you can do that. It's also quite fun to play around with it and to add the backgrounds. So it's completely up to you. But the main thing is that we get our puzzles in. So remember, we downloaded the Google Sheet as a CSV file and we stored it into our computer. So here we're going to start adding our puzzles. So what I want you to do is click on the first page where you want your puzzles. Then you are going to click on this puzzle template. You're going to scroll down to the puzzles. Why has got that got numbers? Oh, here we go. Here's word search. I was like, why has that got numbers and letters? So this is the word search standard template. There's also these fancy templates here that I haven't tried. This would be great for children. The love heart one might be nice for a gratitude word search or a mindfulness one or a spiritual one, that kind of thing. So I'm going to click on that one, the standard one. So then it says, it says select where you want these puzzles. So this is where I could select this one. Then I want a blank one. I'm going to put my words on there. Then I want this one. Then I want a blank one. But it's easier to put your puzzle and the words on to start with. So I'm going to select from, you need to count how many pages you need. From 4 to 103. Is it 103? Yeah. So make sure you know exactly how many puzzles you've got in your CSV file. So you've got the right number of puzzles coming here. And then it says continue to options. And this is where we need to fill this out. Most of it you don't need to change at all. But you are going to have to change this, like how many words per puzzle do you want? Did you download 9 in your CSV file? 12, 15? So you decide. How many puzzles do you want on each page? One, usually. All of this stuff, I just kind of left it and didn't change it because I wanted to see what it was, what it would look like, and it's fine. This bit you do need to change because it will say one solution per page. Now you don't want like 55 pages of puzzles and then 55 pages of solutions. I do 100 pages of puzzles because I've done quite a few word search books now. So I do 100 pages of puzzles and then I do 4 puzzles per page of the 4 solutions per page. That's why I've wrote 4 here. So then I end up with 25 pages of solutions, if that makes sense. And then we want to upload our CSV file. So just check all of it you're happy with. Try not to make too many changes to this because otherwise you'll fluff it up. for want of a better phrase. Then you want to import your CSV file. Now, if you've got any problems with this file, it's going to go red here and it's going to say, ooh, there's a word on line 453 and that word is too long. So then you want to go back and change your list, re-download it as a CSV file. So you're going to go back to Google Sheets, change your list, change the issues, re-upload it as a CSV file, and then you're going to re-upload it into here. So it's a little bit of a faff the first time, but it won't create word searches with really long, massive words and things like that. Also, if your cells aren't quite right, or if you've got one puzzle that's only got 11 words and you need 12 words, it will tell you what the problem is. So I'm going to upload this. So I've just uploaded my garden word search words as a list. Continue to solutions page. There we go. And then submit. Oh, it says fix errors and try again. So let's have a look what the errors are. Let's have a look. Row 991, word length. So you can see it now in action. Word length must be less than 2021 detected. So I'm just going to try and choose a different file. Let's see if this one works. Because I don't want to be going back and trying to fix a list whilst I'm on here live. Oh, this one's got errors too. So let's see what the errors are here. CSV file contains 502 filled rows, but you requested 100 puzzles, and each puzzle requires 12 rows. Please add another 698 rows. Okay. So I might not do this. Let's have a look. See if I've got another one. I don't use this computer to create my word search puzzle books. So I'll see if I've got another one. No, I don't have it. Don't think this is going to work, but it doesn't matter because I'll just bring up one that where it has worked. So it's no big deal. So let's imagine that I've gone back to Google Sheets. I have gone to row 997 and I've changed it from a 21 letter word to a 20 letter word or under. So let's imagine that I've done that. And then I'm gonna just open one of the projects. This is a garden one, I think. So I'm just now showing you what it will then look like. It'll only take you a minute though to go back to Google Sheets to re-download it as a CSV file. Once you've got it and once you've got it right, you'll be flying. So it's usually that you've got too many word lists or too many words, not enough words, or yeah, not enough words or too many words, or you've not got the right number of words in each list. Like you've got one list that's short of a word or two. And the common one is that your words are too long. So there might be a few words that are too long. Right, so this is what it looks like. It will just generate your whole book for you straight away. And sometimes the only glitch is, I won't be able to show you, but sometimes the words just slightly overlap. So you do have to click on them and just slightly move the words. If you've got your words going on to the every other page, you're going to have to highlight all your words, control and copy, and then control and paste them into every other page. So you don't want to be doing that when you're first starting off and you're just learning. So you're just going to leave it like this when you're first starting off. Sometimes it uploads it a little bit small. All you've got to do if it uploads it small is click on it, it will highlight it in green, and you're just going to pull it to fit. So when it first uploads it, it looks like this. Yeah. So then what you're going to do is just move it and just make it bigger. And then if you want to add your headline, title, you can go right click, edit contents. Can you see? So right click, edit contents. double click here and then you can change your title. So garden theme, just whatever. You give it a title. There's one here, World Tour. Another one here, Plumbers, Computer Whiz, Keeping Fit, Bits and Bobs, Gallery Visit, In the Soup. So you're going to just add your themes. You can go and look back at your list to make sure you've got the right themes on the right page. Up to you if you do the backgrounds. I've just added 2 plain white boxes behind there. You don't need to worry about the gratitude prompt until you've done a few and you know what you're doing, but I just imported that from Canva. And then another thing is you might have too many pages. You might have some blank pages right at the end. So just let me go right to the back. So you can see the solutions, it's added the solutions here. It's added 4 solutions per page, so that's good. Just double check all the writing, you can read it and it's not overlapping. So you are going to have to double check every single page. I just add solution numbers here. I don't want to change it to the theme because it takes too long. So make sure when you write the themes that you also keep the number. So this is puzzle 58. So you would go for the heading, you would do 58 and then British trees or whatever it is. Yeah. So that then when people are looking at the solution, you don't have to write the word British trees in the solutions as well. They're just going to go to solution number 58. So you're good to go. Right, let me undo that. Oh, never mind. $58. Am I meant to say puzzle 58? Let me just see. Yeah, puzzle. Puzzle 58. Okay, so that's all done. If it says that, just click cancel. You've got to wait for it to save. It's a little bit slow, but saving each page. So if you make any changes on a page, you need to just wait a couple of seconds whilst it saves it. So check each page, check your whole thing is done. If you've got any extra pages at the end, so say this is a blank page at the end and I need to get rid of it, all you do is go over to here, over to the left, right click, and you can say delete this page. If you need to change the order of the pages, you can move it up, move it down, clone the page, do whatever you want. Okay, so now we need to download this because we want to upload it into Amazon KDP. We've checked it all, we've no spelling errors, we've got all our themes, we've checked all our words not overlapping and looking messy. And so now we're going to go download and we're going to download current project CMYK printed books. Because it's a word search book, it needs to be printed. Don't download the current page because you want the whole book. So you're going to go download current project, you're going to give it a name, and then it's going to take 5 minutes to download the whole thing. Well, it takes a few minutes anyway. And then you've got your whole book saved onto your PC. And then make sure you've got the book cover. So then your book cover will look like this. Yeah, so you've got the book cover because it's going to be printed. You want the front, the spine, and the back. So it's not going to look like um it's not going to look like an ebook cover because that would be an ebook cover just flat because it's not printed. Because it's a printed book, a word search book, we need it to be like this. Okay. Right, so that's the end of this lesson. Now you've created the interior of your word search book. We are ready to upload it onto Amazon. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And remember, after this section, so I'm not going to do another section after this, but you're going to do the whole thing again with your same set of words with a different cover. So gardening, plants and trees, and botanicals. So I can use the same set of words and just create those books as well. But I'm not going to show you how to turn one book into three because I think it's quite obvious. The only thing you might want to do is reorder the themes of your actual word list. That's all you need to do. But you will need to re-upload your word list into BookBolt so that it creates a new set of word search puzzles. You don't want to use the same set of word search puzzles that you use for book one. You must have new word search puzzles for each book that you create. Okay, right, I'll see you in the next lesson.